Good day. Azazel here. I'm going to teach you two different types of ghosting. Ghosting is where you can hide your troops from the enemy so they can't attack your troops. The first type is the major type that people have been taught, that is called static ghosting. It is, as some people call camping ghosting. That is not true. It is not ghosting at all. People can hit the camp, your camp's dead. It's not ghosting. It is dangerous, and there's a lot of high risk involved with that. The safest way to ghost is to simply set a alliance rally with your march with alliance rally for 60 minutes, or send all your troops into rallies. You'd always want to send out the march that you use for attacking first, like this one, and then after you'd want to send just the rest of the troops. Fill up until all your troops are gone. I'm not using a much buff right now. So essentially, all my troops will be ghosted. I put one for 5 minutes. That was a bit of a mistake. Right. That is static ghosting. However, static ghosting has flaws because BOC, particularly, there are no bosses you can rally off. And that is an issue. That is a major issue. Because therefore you need to actually ghost off the keep. So you can rally off the keep. Right now, if I'm rallying like this, he will be getting a flashing light. He's dead. He'll be getting a flashing light right now. His alliance will have a notification in the alliance war segment. It is not good. It really isn't good, because the enemy now knows when you're ghosting, and they know exactly when you cancel. And then if they know when you cancel, if they're fast, instantly they can port right next to you, and they can attack, and that is dangerous. They can catch you off guard. In that scenario, you want to cancel all your ghosts and you want to move. The fastest way to cancel all your ghosts is to hold up. Let me set up some rallies again. All right. So I just quickly set up some rallies. So I have marches out right now in ghosts. The best way to cancel those ghosts is to tap this little button right here. Right? This little button recalls your troops. Right? 2 buttons, your troops are recalled. That works for any form of reinforcement. That works for any form of buildings that you're holding, any mine you're holding, anything like that. The only thing it doesn't work for is if you're attacking an enemy, right? And that will actually take you to the speed up page. This is how you attack as fast as possible, by the way. To recall your troops fast when you're attacking, you're going to tap on the bar, recall, right? And I wasn't fast enough. The game glitched, obviously. But I'm going through the explanation process, but that's fine. I wish the game gave me back that march recall. So that is how to recall a ghost as fast as possible, especially for static ghosts. Now, ghosting is all well and good, but how do you attack when you ghost? Right, as I mentioned before, right, you always want to ghost with your attack troops first, right? Then you want to send out the other ones in a longer ghost. Or get all your troops out in longer ghost, right? Then when you are confident in attacking something, you recall your attack ghost, right? Instantly go to attack whatever you want to attack with that preset. That preset goes out, kills the target, and when it's returning, you are vulnerable. because in this time, right, just the same as before, an enemy can port right next to you and wait for your troops to return, and they would attack. In my opinion, 3, 2, 1, go, and speed it up now, and you'd be dead. As simple as that. So that is dangerous, right? Ghosting, static ghosting doesn't teach you anyway how to avoid being hit when you have an active rally like that, active march. So what is the best way around that? The best way around that is something called dynamic ghosting. Dynamic ghosting is more complex and it works around static ghosting, and they are complementary together. Dynamic ghosting, unlike static ghosting, isn't holding your troops in your keep, right? Right, and you can start, and the idea is you static ghost and dynamic ghost at the same time, right? You have troops away, hidden, so they can't do anything, they can't be attacked, troops hidden away, whilst at the same time you have troops in a march, right? And you want to keep those troops perpetually in a march. How do you do that, right? Because as you know, when your troops are returning, right, the enemy can see that and they can try to hit. So how do you get away from that? How do you get around that? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. You relies on the exact same march preset you were using before, right? So let me set up a march app to kill this thing, right? So it's out. Nothing can hit it out, right? This march is temporarily safe until it returns, right? So how do you avoid the enemy troop attacking it? You got to use that march preset, right? Same march preset. Just keep tapping it. Just keep tapping it until the instant that general comes back, and you want to send out the march out instantly. Right? This is dynamic ghosting. You'll see it in a second. Hopefully this doesn't lag. Lag can be the trouble of this method, but it can keep you alive for a long time. Right? This is how you dynamic ghost. Right? It's not so safe with shorter marches because it's more times the enemy can hit you. But it is safe in longer marches more so. And it's essentially just keep juggling the troops until it just prevents the enemy from doing anything. Troops returns. See, I still had the troops had returned when they're going out message. And the faster you do it, the safer you are, the less likely you are to be hit, and it allows you to be mobile. It allows you to be dynamic in your fights. Instead of just sitting there and not being able to move for 2 hours, say, for example, during BOC, this gives you some fighting power. This makes you offensive, even if you're tied down. Even if some big ass keep is sitting right here, right? There is a very small chance they can hit you in time. You can't do it as efficiently if you have all your marches out, or you're using all your marches to ghost. You can't do it as efficiently. For example, I'm just going to make up 4 marches into rallies, just random ones. I'll actually cancel that last one. issue right now, you cannot burst as efficiently. The time the enemy has to hit you is just about doubled. So right now I'm sending out an attack march. It's gone out. It's gone to kill. But look at the downside. I can't keep tapping that rally. So in this scenario, it is a lot unsafer. You just have to do it like that. And there's a good chance you'll lag. And you're dead. The game does not like processes in that fashion. I think we can all attest to that. It is very common. We'll get destroyed. You gotta do it within 4 marches to dynamic ghost. Right, 3 static ghost marches, and 1 march which is dynamically ghosting. So I hope you guys have learned a lot about ghosting today and the various different types of it. Dynamic ghosting is, what the hell? Oh wow, jeez, wow. Don't see that every day. Not when you know, you've got a behemoth. So dynamic ghosting, and so I hope you guys can work on using dynamic ghosting and static ghosting together. Sometimes you might have to use a march buff to actually be able to get all your troops inside 4 marches to dynamic ghost. If not, that's alright. I just wanted to say something about the other downsides of all forms of ghost. You're open to be force ported. Now, if you are force ported, right, your game is loading up a new area. And let's just simulate this right now. I am going to force port myself, essentially. Let's force port. Right, game's loading up the whole area. That takes time. Right, therefore you're lagging. Right, therefore it's a lot harder for you to bubble. Very dangerous. Right, it's very dangerous, especially if you're coming from the other server to this server, because it needs to actually change the appearance of your keep, and especially just in normal circumstances as well, because it needs to repair the keep as well. It's has to get rid of the fire. To get rid of the fire, it lags as well. So not only is it trying to load the surrounding area, the game is trying to load the lag. Right? The best way to do that is instantly, instead of worrying about anything else going on, go into your keep. Oh my god. City buff, truce agreement, and use a bubble. Right? That is the best way, but that is the best way to bubble when you're lagging. After you've been force ported or after you pop back to the ally server, the best way to bubble is to go inside your keep, tap on your keep and bubble. It will be faster instead of you having to wait or reload the game or something whilst in the world map. Because the game is trying to load a lot more, it is trying to process a lot more, yet it always has your inside of your keep loaded. It doesn't change when you're force ported, except for maybe the wall health, but that's not too much of a big issue. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you learned something new, give it a like. If you like my content, give me a subscribe, and hope to see you guys more.